Hi, I pray that you're well today and the thoughts that I'm going to share will be beneficial to you one way or another. Now, several metaphors are used to describe life, and one of them is that life is like a race, but it's not a short race, it's actually a marathon because it takes different turns, it's long through different terrains, and that is what makes it quite dynamic. And these thoughts came alive as I participated in a race that was divided into three categories: the 15-kilometer runners, 10-kilometer runners, and 5-kilometer runners. But besides that, actually, there were people that were walking the distance. And so three thoughts came to my mind that would be useful. And perhaps even just before I go into that, the New Testament writer Paul says that, don't you know that in a race there are many runners, but only one wins the prize. Run in such a way to win the prize. And so the reason why I'm sharing these thoughts is because of that challenge that is thrown at us. That actually, when you engage in a race, when you engage in a marathon, the idea should be to complete it, not just to participate. Again, I say that because many entrants get into a race or races of this nature, but fewer people complete it. Some drop midstream, and if you think about it, really, you have not engaged in that race if that is what you end up doing. And so as I think about that, then three ideas that I would wish to share with you. One is, what is the race that you're running? Are you running 15, 10, or 5 kilometers? In other words, what's your life pursuit? Are you clear about it? And two or three words that I use to describe that is your purpose. Purpose is your reason for living. Another one is mission. Mission is what you are convinced as your calling. Basically, it's an expression of purpose. Purpose may tend to be a bit more abstract. Mission is more practical. The other word that is used is legacy. Legacy is what would you wish to leave behind after all is said and done. It could be an organization. It could be an impact that you want to have. It could be a certain kind of people. And so what is your race? Dear friend, somebody has said that if you don't know the purpose of a thing, most likely you'll abuse it. So if you got into a space and you didn't know what the cup is used for, perhaps you could you could make it or use it for something that is not meant to. That is what is called abusing the purpose. And so in life, you need to be clear the race that you're running. By the way, if you're not clear about that, people would come with all different kind of ideas and you'll find yourself torn. But beyond that, there is a case. A case is a justification. When it comes to running and marathons of different kinds, they have different reasons rather. Some are competitions, so some are running so that they win the prize. Others are running just so that they are healthy. Others are running just for fun. It's something that they enjoy as a hobby. Why is that useful? Because that reason or that justification is what will keep you running eventually. When you feel tired, when you feel fatigued, you get into a stretch that is hilly or that is tough and you feel like dropping off. It is your case if it is strong enough. I think it's author John Maxwell who has said that every dream will be tested. Now, so that means that if you don't have enough reason for pursuing the dream and the test comes, then you'll drop off. So, do you have sufficient reason or justification for the race that you want to run? Please make an effort to have that. But finally, I realized that people were running at their pace. So everyone running at their pace. Yes, could be a similar race that you've entered in, but you are free. You run, you stop sometimes, some others were walking because of the different dynamics there. And that is a interesting challenge that I don't need to compete with somebody else. We could be working in the same office, yes, perhaps even nearly the same kind of job, but we have different values and different mannerisms and different approaches to work. And that means that It's not necessarily that your pace is bad or is slow, but it's your pace. Why is that useful? So that then I am not competing with somebody else, because I may not know their energy levels. In the office space, some people are better in the morning, others mid-morning, others in the evening, and still they're able to deliver. So in our quest to deliver, that's something that is worth knowing. What are your personal rhythms? Because your personal rhythms would give you a good idea of what are your best times, and so that then you take advantage of those best times and work with them. And that is the value that is best for you to know, so that then you pace yourself. By the way, that also means that when you are clear on your work rhythms, then you know this is a moment that I need to take a break. And the break, and I realized this even at the running experience, is that there are water breaks. There are moments for you to pause and get something. That all, of course, has an impact on your pace, but it has a refreshing effect. And so if you ignore it, then you ignore a fundamental fact of that. So as you consider your life and you're using the illustration of the race as a metaphor, then consider the race that you want to run, or the race that you're running. If you've never cleared your purpose and your mission, please make an effort. And it is said that what you're good at, what your heart is passionate about, your environment and a bit of your history will help you to just craft something. And if you are a man or a woman of faith, then this would be a product of revelation. But remember that you need a justifiable reason, so that then you can keep going. Have a good reason for the thing that you then choose to pursue. But finally, run at your pace. It is said that competition is a thief of joy. And if you're able to compete, you will, what they call, die as a copy, yet you are an original. So I pray these thoughts were useful. Feel free to engage. See you on the next one. Thanks.